I am so excited to finally review it. Sense Ride 3 time.
Ginger Runner.
What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review. Does anyone else know what day it is? Because I don't. I have been completely forgetting what day of the week it is. So that's where my brain is at these days. Regardless, I hope that you are staying well, staying healthy, getting out there, getting some training in as best as possible. Before we get into today's review, a quick mention of the Ginger Runner Global Run. This will be our 5th year doing GRGR. Registration opens up this week. I can't wait to share it with everybody because we are moving up the date. It's going to be July 6th through the 12th. It's going to be 7 days. The goal with GRGR this year is to give back to the businesses and the artists that help make the trail and running community so great. Keep your eyes peeled on this channel. I'll be doing an announcement video telling you all about GRGR this year, all the details, where you can register, all that stuff. That'll be dropping this week as well. So just, keep your eyes peeled, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications so you'll be updated as soon as that goes live. Now on with the review. Today we are reviewing a shoe that has been long anticipated. This is probably my highest anticipated shoe of 2020, even though it came out a while ago. I've just been wearing it as often as possible, and now that we finally have some trail access, I'm getting more miles on the trails in the shoe from Salomon. It is the Sense Ride 3, the third one. At the top of every review, I have to point out that the shoe is provided for review by Running Warehouse. All opinions are my own. I am under no obligation to say anything. I can say whatever I want, and that's why I love it. So let's do that. You might be familiar with this shoe based off my previous 2 reviews of version 1 and 2. The Salomon Sense Ride has been one of my absolute favorite trail running shoes. Sense Ride 1 I still have because it is such a great shoe. I have hundreds of miles in this shoe. It just has been fantastic. It's lightweight, it's cushioned yet responsive, protective, fast, super grippy. It's actually held up pretty damn well. Everything from training runs to races. I've loved the Sense Ride 1. I couldn't actually find my Sense Ride 2. I think I ended up getting rid of them at some point for some stupid reason, but I still got the 1s. Which brings us to the new version, the 3s, and my first curiosity with pulling these shoes out of the box and hearing from Salomon a little bit more about the shoe was just how different it was going to be in the lineage of the Sense Ride. Because yep, there's some major changes afoot. The Sense Ride 3 is a neutral trail runner designed for long-distance training runs, long-distance races, redesigned with a new OptiVibe midsole material designed to reduce muscle vibration, increase shock absorption, and increase responsiveness. The upper is comprised of a new single-layer mesh, a little bit different than the previous versions, a lot of welded overlays, especially across the toe box, and improvements to the shoe's durability, which is certainly welcome. The same great conch grip outsole that we have come to love out of Salomon shoes. So overall, there are noticeable changes to this shoe, some really interesting changes that may very well have changed the spirit of the shoe. A little bit of spoiler there. But as always, I like to talk about the things that I like and dislike about a product, starting as always with things that I like. Durability. Salomon took a really close look at the Sense Ride 1 and the Sense Ride 2 and made some really great improvements to the materials that they're using in the shoe to provide better durability. That is by far one of the first things I noticed after running 30, 40, 50 miles in the shoe, and continues to be the thing I like most about the new version. It is bomb-proof. Any issues with the previous shoes that people had with outsole rippage, seams coming undone, welded overlays coming undone, that's all been resolved with the new version. They really have redone it entirely to just be a lot more durable, provide you with hundreds of miles of worry-free comfort. Protection. So this comes from below and above. What's great about this shoe is that you can run on all sorts of trail conditions. That's what I loved about the previous versions too, just from technical trails, muddy trails, rocky, rooty, whatever it is underfoot, you're gonna get plenty of protection under there with the ProFeel film that's embedded within the midsole just underneath the outsole. In addition to these new upper materials, the welded overlays, including here across the toe box, you're getting protection from all sides with this shoe. If you've run on any of the Sense Rides before, you'll feel immediately out of the box how the Sense Ride 3 just like envelops your foot in a protective covering. It's really fantastic. And finally, it's still a great shoe. This thing is grippy, this thing is fast, it's still pretty dang flexible, very nimble, lots of underfoot feel and responsiveness in that midsole. So why do I say still a great shoe as a like? Because it's not necessarily the same shoe. It doesn't feel like the 2 previous Sense Rides. It feels like an entirely new shoe. So I want to make sure that I emphasize that it is still a great shoe as I transition into the things I dislike about the Sense Ride 3. That's right. It's not all pasta dreams and chocolate umbrellas. These are getting weird. There are some things I dislike about the Sense Ride 3. Let's get to those. It's different. In recent weeks, I've been talking a lot about this because I've been reviewing shoes that are in various iterations in their own lineages. The Sense Ride 3 doesn't feel like a Sense Ride at all. The Sense Ride and the Sense Ride 2 just had something different about them that really helped them stand out amongst other Salomon offerings. Of all the Salomon shoes in recent memory, the Sense Ride was the first one to really pop and provide me with a different enjoyable experience out there on the trails. Plenty of durability, grip, flexibility, speed. There was just something about them that popped and it just felt good on my foot. The sensations are there in the Sense Ride 3, they're just different. It just feels like a different shoe. It's bigger, it's bulkier, it does protect your foot, but it just feels like so much more. It's more tank-like. If the earlier versions of the Sense Ride were Steve Buscemi, meaning excellent performance that snuck in under most radars and absolutely stole the show, the Sense Ride 3s would be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Still lovable, incredibly strong, a big draw for many people, just not as nuanced or Oscar-worthy. It just feels like an entirely different shoe. It's not a bad thing, it's just different. I think I've made my point. Another dislike is weight, which also helped contribute to the shoe feeling like a different shoe. It's 1.2 ounces heavier than the Sense Rides previous. I mean, that's a lot of weight. They're lightweight shoes to begin with, but in my size 11, this one weighs well over 12 ounces. That's a lot of shoe. That's getting into that Hoka trail running territory where you're expecting a lot of cushioning underfoot, a lot of outsole rubber, midsole protection. And while you do get that in this shoe, it's just a super heavy shoe. And I remember the Sense Rides previous just being a lot more light. Just doesn't quite have that same nimbleness. But as I mentioned, it's a good shoe. It's just a different shoe. So that is actually it for my dislikes. In conclusion, the Sense Ride 3 has become a very good trail runner. And in my rotation, whenever I can get to the trails, I love to throw these things on and really throw them for a loop. I still really love the Sense Ride 1s and the Sense Ride 2s when I had them. We just have an entirely new shoe. At least that's what it feels like. And a shoe that is certainly worthy of your attention. Let's get a little bit more specific. Build quality, fantastic. So in the previous Sense Rides, I wasn't as confident in the performance or durability of the shoes. I'm pretty damn confident in the Sense Ride 3. This thing has held up really well. It's got about 64, 65 miles in it. It looks great. Comfort, not as cushioned as before. I think that new OptiVibe midsole material that they're using is more responsive as claimed, which I think leads to a different cushioning, different performance as far as comfort's concerned. So not as comfortable as before, more responsive, which some of you may like. Fit, with the added materials, it just feels more substantial. So I think for many of you, you'll find that the fit is very similar to the previous versions, though there is more material wrapping around your foot. I always found the Sense Ride series to have plenty of volume through the shoe, while not necessarily a wide forefoot, certainly plenty of room for my feet. Price, this is a really good point. They're on sale for $89 right now on Running Warehouse. I have a link in the description, it'll take you straight there. Screaming deal. Anything you can get from Salomon for a price point like that is ridiculous. So $89 for the Sense Ride 3s. Despite everything I've said above, that's just an amazing deal on a pair of shoes that will surely last you a long time on the trails. And finally, looks. I've always loved everything from Salomon. I think everything that they design is really simple, complementary, modern, if not forward-looking. The Sense Ride 3 is no exception. I do enjoy this blue on blue on blue look just as much as I enjoyed the red on red on red look. Completely subjective, but I'm a fan. Bringing us to our final criteria is the Salomon Sense Ride 3, a buy, try, or a why. I'm leaning well into the buy category here, purely because of the fact these things are $89 right now. Even if they were anywhere from $100 to $110, I'd still say buy. If the Sense Ride 1 or 2 is anywhere available, I haven't really been able to find a pair in my size, snag them, because I still lean into those shoes a little bit more than I would into the Sense Ride 3. But for $89 is crazy good. Super durable, plenty of grip, all conditions ready, great for long trail runs or races. The Sense Ride 3 from Salomon is a great grab. Highly recommended. And that brings us to the end of our review of the Salomon Sense Ride 3. I am curious, have you run in the Sense Ride 3? It's been out for a while now. I know that the Sense Ride 2 were out almost a year ago, so those have also been on the shelves. Have you run in any of the series, and which do you prefer? If you like the Sense Ride 3, let us know in the comments of this video. If you liked this review, we appreciate a like and a favorite, and hell, why not a subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/thegingerrunner. Make sure you click that notification bell. You'll be notified the second GRGR registrations are open when I release the video on this channel. You won't want to miss that. And social media links. Follow across the board. Right there at the bottom is our Patreon link, patreon.com/thegingerrunner. We have been doing live streams every single day. We're on episode 47 or 48 at this point. So if you jump in there at the $3 level or above, you can have access to all of our archived Daily Brew episodes, just to give you a little tidbit of what you're missing.
There's a spider on your microphone. There's a spider on your microphone.
So yeah, consider joining Patreon if you haven't already. It's good stuff. That is it, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's review. We hope you enjoyed it. Get ready for GRGR. It's just around the corner. We'll see you soon. In the meantime, get out there and train hard, virtually race harder, and party the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.